Gonna go up, build us a fuel tank pallet, do some wiring for the fuel tank. Stick around, see how it goes. Hey guys, I'm building a pallet this time for my fuel tank. I'm building this pallet for a couple reasons. The tank is removed during the summer months. And secondly, the tank is too wide to fit between the tailgate and the wheel wells. Since I have a short bed, it's even shorter at the front of the bed. I would actually have to lift the tank probably 6 inches to accommodate the wheel wells and the size of this tank. Eventually, I would like to have a custom tank built for the front of the bed, preferably one that sits below the bed rail. So if I do want to put a tonneau cover over it, it would be fully concealed, and it has to be big enough to make it worthwhile to hold fuel. You know, I'm thinking 65, 70 gallons, and yet it would still have to be small enough or have some angles in it to where I could still see the gooseneck ball with my high mount camera. So maybe at a later date that will happen. Even then, I would still carry the 100-gallon tank as well, just because we use so much fuel for the tractors. So I need an easy solution to load and unload this tank. Also, one of the things we're going to be doing is, for the last few years, I've just ran a jumper wire from under the hood to the pump for power supply, and then we just take the jumper wire off once the snow run was done. So now we'll be running a more permanent power supply to the pump with an easy disconnect for when the tank does come out of the truck. The pallet is made of 1x3s on the top, 2x3 webbing. It's 60 inches wide, which is 2 inches narrower than the tailgate opening, which will allow for a little bit of wiggle room while loading and unloading the tank. It's 24 inches deep at the deepest part. The sides are a little bit shorter than that because of the wheel wells. The tank will sit approximately 3 inches forward of the tailgate. This will allow for hose storage if needed. The tank is secured to the pallet by 3/8 by 1.5 inch long bolts. Those are threaded into blind fasteners that are recessed into the pallet frame. Let's see how it goes. All right, so we're gonna drill that hole, stick this in there. This will come off the fuel pump. Unplug when we want to take the fuel tank out. Drill that hole. Wipe some cold galvanizing compound paint in there. Hopefully combat any moisture, rust. Pro tip from Dan the man there. Oh baby, that should fit right in there. Superb. That'll be money. Dan just loses it. Right there between those two bolts, that's where I'm gonna drill my switch wire through. That's actually for
manual transmission where the clutch is gonna go through. We'll drill that, we'll fish the switch wire through, and then we'll hook the relay up under the hood, and we'll run the wires for the fuel pump back to the back. So tried to make a small enough hole just so it'd be easy to seal up. The reason that we're running a switch on it is because we don't want anybody to just be able to turn on the fuel pump outside and be able to get fuel. So this switch will be wired hot to the battery. It'll have power to it when the ignition is on, so that when we're filling up tractors, guys can just come. They don't have to have the keys to my pickup to start the pickup. They can just turn the fuel pump on and pump the fuel, shut the switch off inside. Then that way when the truck is parked in public, if the switch in the cab is off, there's no power back at the pump. So that's the whole point of putting a switch on it. All right, guys, I'm gonna try to take you along for the ride as we're wiring this. Not a lot of light going on here, but I've got the cable going up, coming out the hole in the bed. I've got a little spring clamp on it, so I can't pull it back through as I'm pulling. And I'm gonna see if I can route this up and over. Kind of a pain, but I ended up having to drop the spare tire down, and then I went up alongside the main wiring harness over the top up here. I don't know if you can see this or not, it's pretty rough light. And then alongside the fuel tank here, and alongside the def tank coming down the other side there. You can see the wire coming up through here. And then we'll just make a connection in here. Rip this outer shielding off. I like using this tray cable. We get it from our local wire shop here. 12 gauge wire. And we'll just splice this into our relay. Then that way we can just use our standard switch connection here. Got our ratchet crimpers. Double crimp, give it a tug, everything's good there. We'll do the next one. Preferably not wrapped around the strut. Now we'll put the little heat to it, shrink them up. Helps plug that in first. Permaseal connections are so good, nice and waterproof. They've actually got adhesive inside them, so when they shrink up, the adhesive actually oozes out. Yep, got some good squeeze out. Don't want to overheat. Put our loom on. Tape that up so that's nice and protected. Guys, if you're looking for good electrical tape, Scotch Super 33. Nice and soft, sticks well. Love it for doing any kind of electrical wiring. Some of the best I've seen out there. just hang this. There we go. Perfect. So what I did here, all right, strip this loose a little bit. We're gonna put some wire loom and some heat shrink. We'll hit a little bit of heat on here just to shrink. We're gonna try a couple of screws here. Don't want to over tighten those. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That'll be nice clean in the summertime. I think now all we gotta do is put this on there. I already cut this cable off. I left myself about 4 foot of cable. That way if I want it, I can set it on the tailgate, plug it in before I slide it all the way up. So, shove this. Perfect. Nice snug fit. Got your strain relief so it's not pulling directly on your wire connections. Slide this cover back forward. It only goes on there one way. Go right there. Yep. Boom. All right. That should do it. We'll plug it in. Put a fuse in there. Try it out. Open the cover. Put the plug in. Twist it. Hit the switch. Got juice. Not using it, kill the switch inside the cab. Now the switch inside the cab is off, so this shouldn't work. Nobody can get fuel as long as I turn that switch off in the cab. All right, I'm gonna pick tools up and we're gonna put this fuel tank back in the truck. Got her in the truck, all strapped down, not going anywhere, ready to be forked out when we gotta take it out. Everything come together good. All right, guys, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share the video. Thank you.